Shadow Slave, Chapter 73, The Circle of Death. A short while later, Sunny heard the faint rustling of movement from somewhere above. Glancing up, he spotted Cassie at the edge of the thick branch, firmly clutching the golden rope. Before he could call out, the blind girl was already descending. Though cautious, her motions were surprisingly agile for someone without sight. Sunny squinted in disbelief. Is she out of her mind? That's risky. Still, she handled the descent with confidence and landed safely, touching down on the ashen ground without incident. Summoning her staff, she hesitated momentarily before stepping forward, trying to orient herself in the direction of Sunny's earlier shout. He quickly spoke up. "I'm over here." Cassie turned toward his voice and slowly advanced, tapping the uneven terrain with her staff. It took her longer than usual due to the upheaved ground. As she passed by him, Sunny muttered, "Hey, Cass." She stopped and tilted her head, surprised. "Why are you lying on the ground?" With a faint grin, he replied, "It's actually quite comfortable." She frowned. "Are you injured?" He exhaled. "Just battered. No serious harm. I'm just completely drained. That fight, it really pushed us to the edge." Seeing her worried expression, Sunny added, "Neff's fine too. She's resting not far from here." Cassie visibly relaxed. Her tense shoulders eased, and a smile crept onto her face. "You really defeated that demon?" Turning his head toward the massive corpse, Sunny closed his eyes. "Yeah, he's not getting back up." They sat in silence. Sunny was on the verge of sleep when Cassie softly asked, "So, you're just going to stay there?" Opening his eyes again, Sunny blinked as the world returned to focus. "Right, it's a new day. Things still need doing." Forcing his aching body upright, he offered his shoulder to Cassie. She placed her hand on it, and they walked toward the Carapace demon's lifeless form, stopping near where Nephice lay sprawled in the dust. She greeted them with a weary nod. "Good morning." Trying to force a smile, Nephice failed to make it convincing. I give that one a solid 3.6. Not the worst I've seen." Soon, the trio sat in a loose circle, sharing a bottle of cool, refreshing water. Sunny was explaining the final moments of the battle, so he was distracted for just a few seconds. That's when Neff made her move. She poured her ability into the blade and struck the damaged spot on his chest armor, the weak point you told us about. Turns out you were right. It wasn't fully repaired, and the sword pierced right through, straight into his heart. Cassie didn't react much, and Sunny suspected she either already knew from Neff or had glimpsed it in a vision. He didn't press. The demon was already critically injured from the fight with that thing in the sea. That last blow finished the job. Moments later, he was gone. Cassie shook her head in awe. Incredible. 2 sleepers taking down an awakened? That's the kind of thing you only read in webtoons. Nephice gently corrected her. 3 sleepers. Without your insight and foresight, we wouldn't have had a chance. Blushing a little, Cassie looked down. Still, whether 2 or 3, it doesn't change the fact that it's astonishing. Sunny glanced at them both before grinning. "Well then, I made a promise. Demon steaks, remember? Ready for a taste of my legendary wilderness cuisine." He could practically smell the roasted meat already, but Cassie hesitated, looking uncertain. I'm not sure anymore." Sunny frowned. "What? Why not?" She hesitated before answering. "It just feels wrong, somehow. Eating the flesh of a thinking being, even if it was monstrous. I didn't really consider it before, but now it just feels off." Sunny paused. He hadn't really thought of that either. The idea of feasting on the remains of a sentient creature was unsettling, especially one with such fierce pride and conviction. Even if it had tried to kill them, it had also fought valiantly against the horrors of the sea. It wasn't just a beast. It had been something more. Why didn't teacher Julius ever mention the ethics of eating your enemies? Seems like something you'd cover. Cassie misread his silence and quickly added, "Sorry, I know it sounds silly. You and Neff don't have to follow me on this." Shaking his head, Sunny replied, "No, I get it. I kind of agree, honestly, but the problem is we're out of supplies. No food means we'll need to hunt again. Cassie brightened. What about the tree's fruit? I bet those are delicious. Sunny stared at her in disbelief. Are you serious? Confused, Cassie responded, yeah? Why? He blinked slowly. That tree is gorgeous, sure, but also super suspicious. Why is it thriving here when nothing else can? Pretty sure it's what's killing the coral and warping the environment. Have you seen anything else that can harm the labyrinth itself? Looking between her and Nephi's, he added, I'm just saying, it gives me the creeps. I don't think we should be eating anything from that thing. Cassie giggled. You're being paranoid. It's just a tree, Sunny. I think it's a symbol of life pushing through even in this cursed place. I bet its fruit is perfectly safe. He gaped at her. This wasn't like her at all. Turning to Neff for backup, he saw her ponder for a moment before agreeing. Sunny's right. There are too many unknowns. Consuming those fruits would be reckless. Finally, sanity prevails. Even with that settled, Sunny couldn't shake a feeling of unease. As Cassie pouted slightly, Nephi's turned to him and asked, the echo was destroyed? Sunny's expression grew somber. Yeah, the demon was quicker than I expected. It got torn apart before I could recall it. Nephi's frowned. A shame. That will slow us down. No tears? No mourning? My precious scavenger deserves more than that. Sunny thought bitterly. His shadow, unimpressed, silently judged him. Truth be told, he'd also considered how much coin he lost when the creature died. Yeah, it's a big loss. Nephi nodded, then asked, your sword too? He let out a quiet groan. Shattered when I blocked that damned scythe. It hurt worse than losing the echo. The azure blade had been his first real weapon. He trained with it, fought with it, and bled alongside it. Felt like a part of him was missing now. But then Nephi raised her hand. Well, you're in luck. I received a memory when I landed the final blow on the demon. It's a weapon,